everybody, and welcome to my channel. We are following the Lombardia final race of the season today, and a lot of the big names are there. Pogacar is there, Remco Evenepoel is there, David Gaudu, Rui Costa, a lot of the sprinters, hoping to get in at the end. Enric Mas is there, Nairo Quintana is back after a bit of a pause in his schedule. Jay Hindley is there, Roman Bardet, Simon Yates, Matteo Jorgensen from the States. I do not see Vingegaard on the list of starters today. And basically the race is on. It's a 255K race with 8 categorized climbs, and they are approaching the last one. We've got about 55K to go. The live timing is telling me that we are, 55K to go, live stats. And there is still a breakaway group. We just hit the 200K mark, 55 to go. And there's the climb, the Colma to Sormano. So the race is taking part in the Lombardy from Bergamo to Como, northern Italy, just north and east of Milan. Weather is overcast and about 11 degrees C, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's see what else we've got here. Breakaway has been out for 150 kilometers already. So they got out early. There's still 19 people in the group. And I just got back from a ride, so I was out for most of it. They've been 4 hours and 42 minutes on the course for the 200K, so they are averaging just over 40K per hour. With all these climbs, I think it's 45. Average speed is 42.1, and the altitude gain, the elevation gain for this course today is 4,900 meters of elevation gain. So an absolutely brutal ride. I don't think anybody thought that Pogacar was going to run away with 100K to go on this kind of a course today after his season. The chasing group is 1 minute and 8 seconds back. When I got home from my ride just a little bit ago, the chase group was still 216 back, and then they dropped it to 148, 130, and 108. So there is an absolute push. Latest update here just came in. 1 minute now the chasers behind as they head up, just about start this last climb, and the climb is 1.6K. No, that can't be. The climb is 12K, 13.1K. So just over 8 miles at 6.5% average. The last 1.6K, the last mile, is at 8.3%. And the biggest gain is between kilometers 6 and 7, where we have a 10.6% grade. So a really, really tough climb here. Who's pulling in the peloton right now? It appears that Yates is starting to pull. Bauke Mollema from Holland, Lidl Trek team, is on the wheel, and Tadej Pogacar is up there now in the front with the other folks. Things are starting to break apart. That group of 19 is now down to 3 different groups, or it looks like maybe, 3 different groups, and it seems to be there is a group of 6, and they have gotten a bit of a lead, 5-second lead. The second group has Danny Martinez and Matej Mohoric, so a couple of really dangerous guys. And then the third group, we're still waiting to see the exact time on that, maybe about 15 seconds back. That's Matej Mohoric, Gregor Mühlberger of Austria, where I currently live, and so I think what we're starting to see is an awful lot of activity Um, I've got two different sites going for the live stats. One is the procyclingstats.com, and there under the races, you'll see today's race for the Lombardia 2024 results live. And that's got a really nice breakdown of um, the groups. You got one guy now breaking away, Xandro Maurice of Belgium, a Belgian rider, and he's trying to make a break now, 2 seconds over that next group of five. And then there's a third and fourth group, again, as we just mentioned. Um, but there's a lot of activity going on up there right now. So let's see, what do we got here? Gonna see if we can't get. All right, I'm kind of new to the live streaming thing, so I'm kind of doing this blind. I thought I was going to be able to get a screen in here to share with you guys. Right now it's just me, but um, I'll keep looking at this. So yeah, what do we got going on now? We've got the gap still around a minute. Looks like exactly a minute with, yeah, 55K to go. We just had that. So I'm not seeing um, anything new in the last couple of minutes here. The lead group seems to be at the foot of the Colma di Sormano. Again, that big climb that's coming up right now. Again, if you missed it before, weather conditions really good. We've got um, 11 degrees C, no precipitation right now, so 52 Fahrenheit. Wind very low at 2K per hour, humidity high, but at 11 C, that doesn't matter. Um, so weather absolutely not a factor today, probably really good. Um, cycling race weather, nobody overheating. Let's get the next update here. Just surprised the actual site from the ilombardia.it/English/en/live. Um, so the English part of the website, I put that in the chat here. And I'll also put the live stats from procycling stats.com website. So those are the two links that I'm following right now. There are also a couple of live streams on YouTube that are basically redirecting the feed from television. I'm not sure if it's Eurosport Cycling that's covering it today. They tend to be the broadcasters of most of these races. So yeah, let's share the screen. Here we go. We are going to. All right. Looks like we are sharing now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that live feed of the race going here in a window. All right. So we've got a breakaway at the base of the Colma di Sormano with the chasing group 21 seconds behind and the peloton now down 49 seconds behind. And you can see UAE, Tadej Pogacar in second position there, leading the peloton up, and it looks like the peloton has shattered. You're starting to see people get pulled back from the lead group of 19. Yeah, there you go, people looking over their shoulders. Let's see what the live stats look like right now. Switch over here. Yeah, so we've got this Sandro Maurice of Belgium. Maurice. Evenepoel is on the wheel of Pogacar. Let's see if we can pick that up. There we go. In the blue jersey, unzipped with the gold on the helmet there. Yep, that's Evenepoel right there on the left, following Pogacar. And who is that leading the UAE team? I'm trying to find out. I don't see his number. But there is a German rider who is off, and let's see if we can get it from the start list. Where's Pogacar's team here? We've got the team list. It could be Sivakov. It could be Sivakov, the same one who went with him at the World Championships after Trotnik brought him back up from the peloton in that race and got him to the front, and then Sivakov and Pogacar took off, and then Pogacar just left Sivakov behind. Adam Yates, I think, is there as well. So let's go back. Yeah, we're really getting a split now. So 50.8K to go. We've got Sandro Maurice 13 seconds ahead of the chasing group, and the peloton really working hard now to get this down to 34 seconds. So in the last 10-15K, they've gone from 1:08 down to 33 seconds. So I'm guessing that Sivakov is going to sacrifice himself now completely as we go up this last big hill. Yeah, there we go. We can see the group is on the climb. Maurice has actually gotten 23 seconds up on the second group. So there are 5 more and then 3 more. And I think the peloton now is going to just swallow up that group of 8 and probably blow right by them. You can see just everything just kind of falling apart here and shattering. Here we go. This has got to be Maurice again up at the front. Always hard from the front to get, yeah, they're front of the race. Sandro Maurice, and he is making his move. The question is, if he can get over the top with some kind of lead, will he be good enough on the descent to hold off the rest? I just don't see it. I mean, when you're in a breakaway for 150K, super hard to be able to keep that going. I mean, Pogacar looks relaxed and fresh. Sivakov, if that's who I think it is, it sure looks like him, just driving the pace, bringing them back down to 29 seconds now behind the chasing group, 39, 38, 37. Behind the leader, you can see that the chase group is only 10 seconds now behind Maurice. But yeah, Sivakov is definitely the guy on the front of the peloton chasing, down to 26 seconds now. So we are experiencing in real time the collection of the break. And I can imagine that any second now, or let's say in a minute or two, we're going to see Pogacar and Evenepoel try to run ahead and just take over this race, get up the climb. Pogacar's going to try to dump everybody before the top of the climb, because even though he's a good descender, there are plenty of good descenders, and yeah, 20 people left with Pogacar. Maurice continuing to go solo on this. Some looking around now. I think this is Ciccone. He's probably going to be one of those groups. Yeah. Um, that front group of 19 is now down to about 7 with the single break. Maurice at 13 seconds. Kelderman off the back. Danny Martinez still there in the following group. He's a good climber. So if we see Pogacar um, come up here, I think it's going to be interesting to see if Danny Martinez still has something in the tank and he can go with 49.5K to go. 9 seconds only now to the chasing group and 26 to the peloton. So people are fighting for it. It's great to see. Great to see them not giving up, knowing full well that right there you have Pogacar just, laying in wait. I mean, he looks so relaxed, and Sivakov just doing what he does so well. A big old engine, big guy. Um, I think he's 6 foot something. I mean, he's a big guy. Yeah, 6'2", 154, which of course seems really light, but a 6 foot guy with long levers. I mean, big long legs. Lots of leverage. Definitely the kind of guy who can do this. Um, so I'm going to take a real quick break here and be right back. And we're back. All right. And we're back just in time to watch Tadej Pogacar do what he does best. He is breaking away. And you can see in the comments there, everybody is saying attack de Pogi. People are blown away by this guy's ability to just, at a moment's notice, say, see ya, and he's gone. Um, we saw Evenepoel there trying, but Pogacar's already gotten 80 to 100 meters on these following two guys. It's just incredible to see what he's doing. So Enric Mas and Evenepoel are the second two, so they've caught everybody. Sandro Maurice, he's been handed back down through, and Pogacar has already built a 10, there you can see 10 to 12 second lead. 48K to go, 6K left on the climb of the Colma de Sormano. And this is what we see every week now. We see a race, 250K, and Pogacar sits there, and at a moment of his choosing, he says, so long, guys. I'm better than all of you, and I'm leaving. And nobody can do anything. You see, Sivakov puts his head down because he's done. He did his job. He got Tadej 7 of the 13K up the mountain, this last big mountain. And boy, ignoring a bottle there. He wants to really push here. Maybe he doesn't want to carry the extra 500 mils, on this thing. He just wants to power up this hill, build as big a lead as he can by the time. And he's saying, oh, maybe he's saying not here, maybe up at the top. Um, so it'd be really interesting to know what he said exactly. We know that he's absolutely in full control of himself at all times. He just seems to never really hit the wall. Um, last was it 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago at the World Championships where he broke away. You did see some fatigue at the end, but 100K break, that's just crazy. So yeah, so this is Evenepoel and Mas uh, playing a little bit of poker. Trying to see who that third guy is. Leonard van Eetvelt. Leonard van Eetvelt is the guy doing the work to catch up to Evenepoel and Enric Mas. Enric Mas now taking the lead here in this chase group, but it's already 26 seconds. It's just unreal. And the rest of the folks are at least 38 seconds back. So even Evenepoel, Mas, and Van Eetvelt have Van Eetvelt have put in 13, 14 seconds to the remaining chasing group. So it's, watching the comments here, just crazy. This man is not like us. You know, he is a loco. And since he's a Spanish person, I'm like, he's crazy, but in English that would work too, because you could say he is a locomotive. The guy is just too damn good. It's unreal what he is able to produce, for wattage, and he just loves to rest on the hoods there. Some beautiful scenery here. These mountain villages around Como. Asso. Asso is the village, and Co was the province, Como province or district. Um, very typical northern Italian hill town. Zelbio. Um, see where that is. Zelbio up here. Province of Como. There we go. That's where they're going through right now. Let's zoom out just a little bit. You can see we are north of Milan in the Lake District here on Lake Como. And yeah, so my guess is that this is exactly the climb going over through Zelbio, and then they're going to come down. Yeah, the Colma de Sormano. That's exactly where they peak out. And then once they get down the other side, it's the race to the finish, which is in Bergamo, the city of Bergamo. So some beautiful countryside in the north of Italy if you've never been. So let's see what we've got here. And the lead is up to 35 seconds. And the chase beyond that is a minute. So this is, can we say already it's over? I mean, I don't know if it's over. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think it's over already? Could well be. This guy is just, he's not a guy you're going to catch. He is definitely not a guy you're going to catch. I mean, we haven't seen him break down yet. It would be really interesting. What was it? In the Tour de France, we had a couple of stages where Vingegaard was able to hold him off on a hilltop stage finish and beat Pogacar in a sprint. And that was, something that shocked a lot of people. But it wasn't enough for Vingegaard to take the Tour. Do we have four guys here? 55, 17, 131, and 102. So the next chase group, this is Sivakov, Ciccone, Storer, maybe Gaudu. What we got here? 6, yeah, Sivakov, 135 is Ciccone, 221 is Storer, and 17, who is rider 17 is Sandro Maurice. He is still hanging around. I mean, it's a minute 3 now, but a top 3 finish if he was able to somehow collect himself and catch up to the Evenepoel group. That would be really interesting to see. But Pogacar has just got a cadence going right now. I mean, he's working hard. You can see, he's talking on the radio, but he's working hard and he is definitely pushing. He's got 3.7K to go. Here we have a really nice shot of Evenepoel leading Van Aertveldt and Enric Mas chasing, but it's 39 seconds now. Um, and again, that just doesn't seem to be a surmountable lead. When they get to the top, they will have 41K to go. If you look at the profile shows that there is one more climb over here um, with only about 5 or 6K to go, and it's still a punchy little climb. The San Fermo della Battaglia at 250, and then from there it's 5K down. So once again, just looking, these three guys, Evenepoel now just looked over his shoulder to see who's coming, and this is that group of four trying to catch up to them. That doesn't look like 30 seconds. Um, so I think the timing up above is a little bit off. This is very interesting. I'm getting a message here saying that Steven Seagal died. I don't see anything on the internet yet, but that would be an interesting bit of news. So we will follow that. So I'm just not sure, that the kind of crap that comes across our phones these days, you can't believe half of it. So check first. But yeah, maybe I'm reading it wrong. Okay, back to this chase group: Sivakov, Ciccone, Adriastor, and Pellizzari, and they are chasing group three. So they're a minute and 26 behind Pogacar. They are 30 seconds, 38 seconds, 39 seconds behind this trio. Evenepoel again leading the way. Mas getting a little nutrition in the bottle from his Movistar guys, and Van Aertveldt. Is he Lotto Destiny? Let's take a look real quick at the Lotto Destiny team list. Lotto Destiny, there we go. Van Aertveldt, Leonard Van Aertveldt, 23 years young, 176 high, 63. Definitely a Belgian guy, signed with Destiny through 2026. Had some good results this year, as you can see here. Second at stage in the Vuelta. But yeah, he's doing a great job of keeping up and pushing hard actually here. Trying to get a really top result in the final race of the year. Here we go. Pogacar again, now just 1.5K from the top of the Colma di Sormano. He's built a 51-second lead, and there you can see some of his supporters with the Slovenian flag. Yeah, people are dressed just right. 11C, 52 Fahrenheit. Maybe a little bit cooler up here. The altitude on this last climb is just about 1,000 meters above sea level, about 3,300 feet above sea level. So nice slow-mo shot of Tadej Pogacar here as he just putting his head down and pumping. See those quads working. But yeah, 1.2. He maybe he set a goal. Maybe he set a goal for a minute gap by the top. So it'll be interesting to see over the next minute and a half or so, whatever it takes him to get up. He's got this one more ramp. What was the ramp at the end? think the ramp at the end was about 6.5% right at the end. Yeah, 1.6K for 6.3% for 1.6K. So yeah, that's where he is now. He's almost halfway up that last ramp. A little history going on here. Fausto Coppi, famous rider from the old days, won 4 years in a row from 46 to 49. There we go. Yeah. So anybody who's on a Mac, upgrade to the latest OS. I think it's 15.0.1. Is it Sonoma? Backgrounds, really cool. Got my bike in the background now, so you can see it. It's my Marin DSX1 flat bar gravel bike. Here I still had the WTB Riddler 45 millimeter stock tires on there, um, and one of my travel bags. That's my main ride these days, along with a giant Any Road 2, a little older but still in great shape. So yeah, enjoying riding this. Had a really great 100K ride on Tuesday. Check for that video coming up probably tomorrow night or Monday. That'll drop. But right now, let's get back to the race. We got Pogacar on a break, getting up to the top of the Colma de Sormano. 400 meters to go to the top. So let's follow him. Close that window. Come on, guys. Close. There we go. Closed. All right, 42K to go. He's got his minute 3 gap. I was saying I really believed that he was going to be going for a minute gap at the top, and he's done that. Might get it to 105, 106 by the end of the hill here, and then he's going to have a heck of a downhill. I mean, we're basically talking from 41K to go to 7K to go. He's got a 34K stretch that's almost completely downhill, and the crowd at the top. Here we go. Always cool to see this as the riders come up to one of the big climbs, in this case, a big climb and the final big climb of the day in this race. They're 42K to go. That means they're 213K in, about 132 miles in already. And 106 is the gap, and we should see him crest right there. Boom. He is over the top and not letting down at all. He's going to keep on pushing. It's amazing. I actually find it super fascinating to watch the motorcycles. These guys are just absolute pros. You know, they do all the work in Italy. These guys from the Giro d'Italia. You know, you got a guy sitting halfway turned around, you know, taking photos, or with the cameras, you know, the live shot cameras. You know, two guys in front, usually two motorcycles in the back. Um, oh yeah, this is their chase group now at 107. Evenepoel still doing most of the work. Moss and Van Eyckfeldt um, just kind of hanging around, but they're working hard. I'm not seeing that these guys are not trying it. You know, maybe they hope that a minute is something they can do. Evenepoel is an incredible descender, actually, and it'll be really interesting to see what he's doing. Is he like dropping off some stuff? So he's over. Um, I thought Pidcock was going to be in this race, and I have to check now, but you know, he's the kind of guy who can make up a ton of time on a downhill. So let's see. We got Evenepoel going now. He's starting to make a gap to Moss and Van Eyckfeldt, and we'll have to see what he's able to do. Pogacar, but he's still building out the lead. So he's actually doing even better. But yeah, look at Evenepoel go. He's got his head down. I mean, he's small and incredibly powerful. Moss didn't want to take any responsibility there. He looked over at Van Eyckfeldt and said, "Hey, you go first." But you know, Evenepoel is just such a little fire hydrant, and he can get low and super arrow, and you know, he's just He's gone already. He's already put what 7 6 7 seconds into these other two guys. All right, the next group coming over now, or the fourth group actually, total fourth group, third chasing group. Um, just 4 guys left in that group. Which group is that? That is the group with Ciccione, Adria, Stora, and Pellizzari. Sivakov on his own in between the Evenepoel, Enric Mas group and the Ciccione group. Sandro Maurice, who had tried, he's gone. He's back down to the fifth group, fourth chasing group, and David Gaudu is in that group, but 244 back. They're really not going to be a factor anymore. So, oh, by the way, Travels with Tony t-shirts. Here we go. You'll be able to see those down below. Um, if not, just go to any of my other videos and you'll see links to those. Got them just about a month ago. Really like the way they turned out. So support the channel. Would appreciate that a lot. But back to the race, and here we have Pogacar with his head down. 38K to go, 116 the gap. And now I'm really curious to see how quickly they can get the gaps. Evenepoel at 5 seconds now ahead of the other two. But yeah, Pogacar is really, really doing everything he can. So 106, 107 over the top. He's gained about another 7 seconds, but here you have Evenepoel, and the question is, boy, he's going for it. Yeah, 117, 115, 113, 112, 111. He's going for it. He's going to try to catch him, and he's got time. He's got 30K. 30K. These guys doing 70, 80, 85 kilometers an hour. That's 25 minutes. The average speed might be 60, so I'm thinking it could be 30K at over 60K per hour average, maybe 65 to 70 even. And boy, he's put 10 seconds into Pogacar in just the last minute. So we're getting to see some fireworks here. Love to see somebody trying to stand up to Pogacar and Evenepoel. What a season. Olympic time trial winner, gold medal winner, Olympic road race, gold medal winner, World Championships, time trial gold medal winner. And then he kind of bonked in the road race in the World Championships. I think he finished 6th. If you look at our channel, we had a video about that race where Pogacar just basically took off with 100K to go. Very technical through some of these villages coming off the Sormano. But yeah, want to see. Yeah, 11 seconds. Evenepoel has now put into the other two, Mas and Van Aertvelt, and then it's over a minute back to Sivakov. So those guys are really not a factor anymore. The lead, Pogacar's lead has stabilized at 107. Wow, it's tough and tight through there. I mean, they got to get on the brakes really hard. But yeah, Evenepoel is definitely giving it his all. It was always interesting to watch guys like Pidcock on the descents. I wanted to see if I couldn't see where he was in the race right now. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not in the start list. I thought when I saw the provisional start list the other day, I saw him in there. Okay, again to the site. Boy, they are lagging on the Lombardia.it, the live site. Yeah, top of the Colma to Sormano. I'm trying to refresh here, but That's better. Now we've got it. But they're a little slow. 58 seconds now. So another 10 seconds put into it by Evenepoel. A little wobble there. But yeah, he's had his share of crashes. I mean, it was a couple of years ago where he went over that bridge, the side of a bridge, and went down. Knock on wood. Hope nothing happens to him now. But this is some incredible work. So he lead going back up. I'm guessing Pogacar was in a technical part and Evenepoel was in a more straightforward part. So that's going to be Moss and Hitfeld. They're almost a minute. No, they're in between. They're chase group 3, which they're not showing on the screen right now, what the distance is. But we switch over here real quick. 11 seconds, so it's 108 back for Evenepoel, another 11 back to Enric Mas and Van Eetveld. So they're not giving up either. So we'll have to see if maybe Evenepoel is just burned out a little bit, trying too hard, or if it's just the nature of the descent that, when you get through those villages, that the gaps just, expand. And because, wow, it's like 30 seconds. 30 seconds lost in no time. Looks like Evenepoel's not even clocking. There's no way that's realistic. Maybe they missed, because normally it's like gaps between motorcycles that follow the groups, and that's how they send it back to the websites for tracking. Let's see what this site still got it at 111, and there's still an 11-second gap. So yeah, we're gonna not watch those commercials right now. So again, thanks to everybody for watching today. A bunch of people have been on. Appreciate the likes. Again, the sites that I'm following besides the YouTube video, which is this video, and I will put that in the chat right now. There you go. And then procyclingstats.com, the race details, that would be this site, which is giving pretty good updates. The start list, where I'm getting my numbers from for bib numbers, jersey numbers, the Lombardia 2024 live race site. So that's got, the ticker on it and, position in the race as we're getting really close. There, just did a refresh. This one shows us we have 31K to go, 5.5 hours in, and some exciting stuff as Evenepoel tries to catch up. He's still got about 24K worth of downhill, but he's at 110, and you can see his time's been updated again. So it had been clicking back to 135, and that's just was not accurate, unless he had crashed, which he didn't. And here we have the number 3 chasing group, the third group, which is a chasing group with Enric Mas in the Movistar blue and Leonard Van Eetveld in the red of Lotto Destiny. And they are still about 11 or 12 seconds behind Evenepoel. So Evenepoel got it as close as 58 seconds at one point, but that was it. Here we've got, Pogacar again, and he's got four motos, 2 cars following him as he comes down here, and the moto up in front, almost a little too far. I mean, I'm sure they know the course, and I'm sure he's got his team in his ear. They got to watch the motos and make sure they don't take a wrong turn. I mean, it's happened before. Seen guys go one way and then they got to stop and come back a little bit, and that'll kill 30 seconds, or 40 seconds almost instantly. So yeah, we are flying through these little villages on a cloudy and seasonably normal afternoon in northern Italy, 52 degrees Fahrenheit, 11 degrees C, no rain, high humidity, um, coming off the coldest Sormano, which was over 1,000 meters above sea level. It was a 13-kilometer climb at an average grade of 6.5%. Here we have Remco Evenepoel getting super aero, under 30K to go. He's still a minute and 11 back, but boy, give him credit. He is trying. He is absolutely going for it to try to catch up to Pogacar. It's just, Pogacar is proving that it doesn't matter if it's uphill or downhill or, sprint finish. He's got it. He's got everything right now. Asso. So maybe a real quick look again. We're going to say Asso, province of Como, Italy. There it is. That's the town they're going through. We had seen them come across the Col de Sormano here. So I'm guessing that they're going to come down, probably down this way. There was a Sormano where the peak was, and then make their way either down along here. Yeah, that might be the most likely to get down to the lake and then follow these roads. These are bigger roads into the center of Bergamo where they finish. Van Eetvelt and Maas still trying, but now they've lost 34 seconds to Evenepoel. He's really the only one able to match Pogacar here. Sivakov on his own trying to bridge from the larger chase group um, to get up to Maas and Evenepoel. Sorry, Maas and Eetvelt. Yeah. Once again, exciting conclusion to the season of road racing. There is one race in China. I'm not exactly sure um, who all will be going, but for the European cycling season, road cycling season, um, this is the last big race. This is one of the classic day races, the Lombardia. All right, Remco Evenepoel getting one more gel, trying to give himself what he needs for these last 26K. Definitely. Oh, we got Watts down here. Peak Watts. It looks like they're both at 470 and 440, and Pogacar's peak watts was 930. It looks like it said there, and that might have been when he was doing his breakaway going up. It was just incredible the way he pulled away and built a gap in a matter of a minute or two. He had found 15, 20 seconds and has built it up to a minute now. So right, where are we? We are 25K from the finish. It's a minute and 11 from Pogacar back to Evenepoel, another 41 seconds back to Enric Mas and Leonard van Eetvelt, and then another 40 seconds behind them is Sivakov on his own. And those are the only people within 2.5 minutes of this man, Tadej Pogacar. So looks like another dominant performance from him. Um, Rough to see a lot of these comments in the feed that I'm watching where people are saying, yeah, dopey Dobachar. So a lot of people have been saying, why do you watch when you know everybody's doping? We don't know. We've been burned so many times in the past. I think a lot of us assume, that everybody's doping. I assume at some point that almost everybody is doping. Discussion I had with a buddy this morning was, so how do you know that one guy's doping more or less, or has found something that the other guys just aren't taking yet, or what is it? But there's something special about Pogacar. But we said that about Lance Armstrong. We said that about a bunch of other people in the past, and it's rough with cycling, like with most high performance sports, especially endurance sports. to believe that it's all natural. Um, Sad to say it. Hopefully, touch wood, it doesn't turn out to be that way. We watched, like I said, Lance Armstrong win um, seven Tour de France's after coming back from cancer. Um, and when people, oh, well, his lungs are 20% bigger, his heart's 20% bigger, he works harder, he was doping. Everybody was doping. Was he doping more? Was he doping different? I don't know enough. I've seen some interviews with him. I think didn't Peter Attia, Dr. Peter Attia, um, do a long interview um, with Armstrong not too long ago. He also did one with Pogacar. That's a really good watch. So if you want to go to YouTube and look it up, Dr. Attia, Attia, interview Pogacar, because when Pogacar was in Montreal winning another race um, just a few weeks ago, he stopped in and um, Dr. Attia was able to do about a 90-minute interview with him, and they talked a lot about training and nutrition and zones and all that good stuff. So definitely worth watching. So like I said, Dr. Attia spelled like this, Pogacar interview. Put that into your YouTube search bar and watch that interview. It's classic. 23.6K to go. Pogacar is extending a little bit now. He's up to 119. We've got some kind of B-reel footage from probably the tourist bureau of the Como province and Bergamo cathedral and things like that. So, important parts of this race also, or all these races, I think, is local economy and tourism. So if you ever get the chance, it's not far from Milan. I think it's only about a 40-minute train ride from um, Milan Central Station to Bergamo, and then you're right at the base of the lake. So great stuff. Um, yeah. Oh, they actually go around here. Let's open this image in a new tab. This is the map. So they coming over. Yeah, this is going to be the last, probably the whole race from here to here. Bergamo. Oh, they go around the backside. Okay. And come in from the east. Interesting stuff. All right. 22K to go. The lead is now up to a minute and a half. So Evenepoel did his best, but was not able to really put a dent in it. At one point, he cut the lead to 58 or 59 seconds, but after that, um, Pogacar just put in another sprint here, it seems, and has built that lead back up to a minute and a half. Either that or Evenepoel just realized he just wasn't catching him. So the question now becomes, are the others going to catch Evenepoel? And at this point, it doesn't look like it. So it's still 49 seconds between Evenepoel and Enric Mas and Leonard van Etvelt. Sivakov was 43 seconds back. He's down 35. He's making a move. He still has a chance at third for the day. At this point, it's all about, can you stand on the podium, somewhere below Pogacar and Evenepoel. So in other words, third is the only place that's really probably still available. And then it's about UCI points. Um, so, everybody wants to get a few more points for the end of the season. We've done the September rankings video a couple weeks back, and we'll be doing the October one after this race. So look for that later in the week. Let's get back to the race. Pogacar down 20K to go, and at this point, I'm going to have to bow out. Got a commitment coming up. Have to head out for the evening, but I will have a summary video to follow later in the evening when I get back. But for now, we've been able to experience this together, from about 60K down to 20K to go, where we got to watch Pogacar make his move on the Colma de Sormano. He's definitely in a league of his own right now. Evenepoel did make a chase attempt, got to within a minute after Pogacar had left everybody behind, but was not able to do more than that. So his lead is at a minute 36. Pogacar over Evenepoel, and then it's a whole nother minute back to these two, Enric Mas and Leonard van Eetveld. Hope you enjoyed this so far. I expect to see podium pictures in the next 20 to 30 minutes with Pogacar on top, Evenepoel second, and maybe Sivakov in third if he's able to catch these two guys and then beat them in the sprint. So again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.